Hello, CIS community. Welcome to this month's Roundtable discussion on a topic that we hold particularly dear to our hearts, that of experiential learning, something that is built into the ethos and the program of CIS from reception all the way through graduation.
I'm Anjali Hemrajani. I am a Year 5 teacher and the head of Year 5.
Hi, I'm Wendeline, and I have 3 daughters at CIS, Kaylin in Year 12, Erin in Year 10, and Catherine in Year 4.
Hi, I'm Ivan. I'm a Year 12 student.
I'm Joyce, and I'm from Year 6.
Hi, my name is Laszlo Varro. I'm Director of Data Analytics. Have been here for 26 and a half years.
Hi, I'm Jodie, and I'm from Year 12.
For the sake of this conversation, let's just imagine that our viewers know absolutely nothing about experiential learning. What would be the best way for them to think about it?
Experiential learning as a form of learning where we gain knowledge or develop skills through personal experiences, through doing something, being engaged, rather than hearing someone describing it to us or witnessing it or reading about it. It's frequently associated with getting your hands dirty. If you do something in an experiential way, it's something that stays with you because it involves all your senses. And most importantly, I think there's personal connection. And I think that's where the real value comes in. You choose what you want to do. You engage in something you like.
Maybe we could talk a little bit about how we organize experiential learning with the primary school.
Experiential learning in primary starts actually from reception. You know, we even if they don't do overnight, of course, camps or stays, we often venture out of our classrooms to the museum, to Ocean Park, to various different destinations around Hong Kong, the eco-wetlands, and just recently we went to the Science Museum, we've been to the History Museum, we go to the Observation Wheel. We do so many different day trips as well outside our classroom, which all qualifies as, experiential learning. The sort of knowledge that the students gain outside the classroom, being at these camps, being in a different country, is not comparable to sitting in the classroom. As I said earlier, the character strengths, so, perhaps they are not the bravest, but they build upon these character strengths when they're outside the classroom and discover new strengths within themselves. And it's great, of course, we're learning through books, we're learning through various other technology these days within our classrooms, in our school environment. But the sort of personal development and bonding that they create outside the classroom, away from parents, staying in these tents, outside their comfort zone, is not something you can gain within a classroom environment. From all of our trips put together, I feel when the students come back into the classroom, it's all skills they can apply.
And secondary, so students go through this experience in primary and then they arrive in Year 7. What happens thereafter?
Well, they are fortunate because we offer a whole wealth of opportunities. We have 7, 8, 9 camp. We have the China Experience program, which then dovetails into Project Week in Year 11 and 12. There is Hangzhou, obviously, which is an entire year of experiential learning to some extent. We have subject-specific opportunities. We have art trips to various places around the world in school holidays, geography trips, Tung Chao occasionally, or going to further afield, history trips in Eastern Europe, looking at Second World War locations. So there are a wealth of opportunities. Some everybody will have to get engaged in. Others can be chosen, and I think that's where the huge value is.
Joyce, if you don't mind, if we talk a bit about the Year 6 experience in Taipei.
Taipei was really fun. Me and my roommates also made new connections, and it was just really fun. And my favorite moments were on the first day when we get to meet our roommates. It was really fun because I met my roommates and they were really nice to me. And now we're good friends now. When we see each other, we say hi. but before I didn't even know them. I thought like Taipei 101 was like the highlight of the day because it was really fun, and we got to like see a lot of like shops there, and we shopped for books, and it was like really unique because Taipei 101 was shaped like a bamboo because we had those questions we had to answer, and I asked them.
Was one of the activities you had to have, you were in small groups, you had a map, you had questions, you had to make your way around the city?
The goal was to it's not like you have to be fast and you have to get to that place. It's you have to learn stuff. You have to learn about like what the like unique thing about that place is, and you have to answer questions. It isn't hard if you use teamwork because that's what me and my friends, my group teammates did, and we had to be independent. We had to buy our tickets and our gifts. We had to save money, and it just like taught us how to be like brave, and we had to be independent, and we have to do stuff on our own. We can't like depend on our leaders.
How different was that experience of being there for those 5 days compared to like just being in school?
Sometimes in class, we have to sit there, and we sometimes like drift away in our dreams, and then in Taipei, outside, when we're learning, when we're like running around and having fun, but we're still learning, and like we don't really like. I'm not saying that like in class it's like bad. Learning in class is bad, but it's just like outside on trips you still learn. It's just like fun, and kids like us really like that type of learning.
Tell us about your recent project week.
So it was Beam International, like a medical mission. So where we would go to Guangdong in China, and we would help these surgeons out who they provided with like free surgeries for these underprivileged children with like deformities in their upper limbs. So like it made it really difficult for them to eat, like breathe, or even talk. So we wouldn't really help out with the surgeries. We would just help out in different ways. So we would take pre and post surgery photos so we could see like the drastic difference after the surgeries. We would help with translation because the kids spoke Cantonese and Mandarin, and they came from all over China. We also play with the kids before surgeries, like to ease their fears and anxieties before they go into the surgery room. And we also help out surgeons. Some of us would help out surgeons by like setting up or like packing up the surgery rooms because it was a very new hospital. Like I think we're really lucky to be like to like live in Hong Kong and with like so many things accessible to us. And I think especially with the city that we went to, it wasn't like Hong Kong. It was like a very small city in Guangdong, and they didn't really have a lot of resources. So I think it was very nice to see all these doctors come volunteer out of like their own time and offer these surgeries for free for these kids.
How does that experience like enrich your own journey of someone who wants perhaps to study medicine one day?
I think it provides a realistic insight into like medical missions and the experience of being in a hospital and working in a hospital. Maybe not as a medical practitioner, but more like what goes on behind the scenes, and how there's so many like aspects to patient care, and not just helping them, like actually helping them, but also like supporting them like after and like before and after the surgeries.
Jodie, tell us about your Project Week experience.
So my project week was called Scuba Challenge 2023, and obviously, as the name suggests, we were trying to become certified scuba divers, right? And it took a lot of training. We did pool training, we did practice dives, we saw a lot of marine life. I think it was just really nice to actually be in contact with marine life, and we also did like an ocean cleanup dive. We tried to help and serve the community there as much as we could. So it wasn't actually just the ocean cleanup dive. Obviously, that meant a lot to us, like being able to like pick up trash and remove it from the beach, and then see how much trash we actually got up. But we also spent a day with Stairways Foundation. So we did a day of community service in Puerto Galera in a village. And what we did was basically to help with their gardening work and also to play with the children. I feel like through like sports and play, we were able to like connect with a different community, and I think it was just a good experience in general.
Imagine I am your parent and I say, what a waste of time. I'm paying the tuition, and for 1 week you didn't go to school, you didn't learn mathematics. How will this help you on your DP exam? What do you tell me?
I think I would tell them about the balance between academic life and social life, and maybe building who I am as a person, because I think being able to interact with people outside of the classroom setting will help me develop some life skills in terms of like building who I am, building on my communicational skills, and I think it'll be helpful for me in the long run.
I think the DP exams are just, in the long run, it's just one exam in your entire life, but these skills, they can stick with you for an entire lifetime, and I think that's more valuable than anything.
Ms. Hung, as a parent, what are your thoughts on CIS's commitment to experiential learning?
I think experiential learning is an extension of what they learn. We have given them the math skill, we have given them the language skill. Now go and use it in the real life. For young children in this age, parents are a bit overprotective, even by myself. So going to camp and going on these overseas trips really prepare them to be more independent and to make their own decisions, and just this is life skills that they need beyond school. My youngest is going on the year 4 camp in a few days, so there's a bit of anxiety. So you prepare them, like how Jodie was saying, even year 4, you give them packing lists, you ask them to take out their clothes, they put them into the backpack because they would be the ones using them. If somebody else packed their backpack, they wouldn't know where anything is. For my older ones, I was one of the lucky parents who went on the year 6 trip. And one very memorable experience is as a parent, I follow the group. I don't interact. I just follow to make sure they're safe. And one of the students from CIS, we were on the very crowded MTR train. He saw an old lady come on the train. He immediately left his seat and offered her the seat. And I was saying, this is really good teaching from school about the values that you should have as a person. And this is applied in their outside of classroom experience.
How important is it that you can choose from various activities?
And sometimes these camps provide our students with new skills and that they didn't even know that they had. I understand student agency is extremely important, and we're working on that in primary a lot. But I think in terms of these camps, because they're out of classroom experiences like SUP and wakeboarding and all these water sports alongside cooking. We're going to be cooking in year 5 camp. They're cooking what they're going to be eating for dinner at night. So like these sorts of skills perhaps our students don't really think about, and they might not value, but I think it's broadening their horizon. It's broadening maybe their interests as well. You never know. There might be a student who comes back and says, I love cooking.
Many, many thanks everyone for taking the time to view this riveting conversation on the subject of experiential learning. We hope that you have gained some insights into one of the most integral parts of a CIS education. All the very, very best to you, and take care until the next time.